Hello everyone, welcome to the QuesterMage and welcome back to another No Man's Sky video for the Nintendo Switch. In today's video, I want to talk about ship customization and how this could be done in No Man's Sky, specifically after watching the Starfield trailer/demonstration. So sit back, relax, click like, subscribe, and hopefully enjoy. Here we go. I just finished watching that Starfield trailer/demonstration and I have to say the game is looking really good and really interesting. But my brain ended up defaulting to what things from here would I like to do in No Man's Sky, and one of those features was ship customization, which overall I don't think would come as a surprise to you, the listener or viewer. I see a lot of people online asking for ship customization specifically in No Man's Sky, which is a view that I share, but where I tend to deviate is having full ship customization available to the player. Some of the things that I think help games in general are limitations. If you give us the ability to do whatever we like, it might actually bring down the overall enjoyment. As an example of that, let's take ship customization. If we did have it in No Man's Sky, done in a similar fashion to Starfield, I think eventually what would happen is the game loop of finding a new ship, or that excitement you get when you find a ship that finally looks like what you want it to look like, is massively diminished, because now the player has the ability to make their ship potentially look like whatever they want, which would result in us no longer having a need to go out into the galaxy to find another ship that looks slightly similar to what we want, or one that would look amazing to us, because we could just make that at a terminal in a space station. So the question I guess right now would be, how would I like to see ship customization done in No Man's Sky? Because again, this is something that I want in the game. Well, for me, the first limitation that I would place on the player, which I think would help in the long run, would be the ship customization modules would only come from ships you have already attained. Now, I think this would be a really important aspect, because by having this in the game, we would still be going out into the galaxy, finding ships, bringing them back to a space station, and breaking down the ships. The difference would be, when we do bring a ship into the space station and we go to the terminal to salvage our ships, we would now have potentially an extra option. Instead of salvaging the ships for units, we could salvage it for parts/modules. Now, it's at this point that I don't know if it would be randomized modules that would be given to the player, or if the player could choose a select amount. For example, if we like the way the wings look on this ship, we can salvage those to be used on other ships. If we like the thrusters on that ship, we can do the same. As we've seen in No Man's Sky, we have several configurations for thrusters. Some people like the cylindrical thrusters, other people like rectangular thrusters. So in my opinion, a very good way of allowing the player to have access to these modules to put on other ships would be to find already existing ones in the game. Now, by having this, I think, number one, the gameplay loop of us finding ships would still be there. Number two, ships that we would not have had an interest in before now would be more important. For example, if we're at a trading post, which I am a lot by the way when I'm looking for brand new ships, you might see a type of ship that you would not generally want, like an explorer, for example. You might not like the configuration of the ship, you don't like the thrusters, you don't like the wings, but you do like the landing pad. So if you now collected a ship, took it back to the space station, you could salvage that one particular module to use on another ship. I think this would help massively, because those ships that, to be fair, usually mean nothing to me, now would have an extra value, and I would have an incentive to just collect even more things, which leads us to more gameplay and another potential gameplay loop. Because right now, the only reason I'm finding new ships is to basically sell them off at the nearest space station. And generally now, since the Interceptor update, those are Sentinel ships, because those are the ships that give me the most amount of units. Where I think this type of modular upgrading would be very interesting to see would be on something like a solar ship. I'd love to see those solar sails attached to, for example, a Sentinel ship. How would that look? Would the sails always be purple? It would just be an interesting thing for me to see. So what do you all think? Are these features that you would like to see in No Man's Sky? Would you like to see full ship customization, or would you like to see more of a modular one, like I mentioned in this video? Please let me know down in the comments. And that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you very much again for watching. If you like what I do here, please click that like button down below. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you want to see more, please click that subscribe button, as that is the only way this channel can grow. Now, I hope you liked this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. And until then, thanks again.